township of 10, our precincts of 100, our counties of 1,000, our states of 10,000 are sending forth their representatives. The 10 send forth the constable, high constable, their whoever, whatever they want to call their representative, in order to build your pyramid. In other words, we're going to do the precinct, or the township, the precinct, the county, the state, and then the state will put together the federal representation.
Wait a minute, don't we already,
people bottom up.
You know, there's something about this that bothers me. We already have that. I'm not trying to overthrow the government. I want control of the government that our founding fathers set up. I don't need to go over and start anything, but, you know, you're right about the townships. You're right about the counties. But we have to do that from an information base, and I already have the information base. I've been doing this information base for 20 years. You think you can do it better than me? Would you like to step up to the plate and do it better than me? I'm doing it every day on this show. Every day when I published The Free American, I had over 5,000 subscribers. I would have had 100,000 if they hadn't tried to kill me. And I can do that again.
Clay, are you talking to me or James here, Clay?
I'm talking to either one of you. I'm talking to my audience here.
Okay.
I was supposed to be interviewing Charles, but you keep stepping in here with your militia, and I'm all for the militia. I helped start the militia according to the ADL, but you know what we're talking about is putting together an economic base for something that's already here. You want to go out and start something else? Go find another radio show.
Well,
Charles, you want to comment? You want to comment on this before I get out of line here?
Well, I respect both of you guys, and I'm sorry we're having some difficulties here. James, you got a comment?
Well, it's the coordination. You know, I've known Clay for a long time, all the way back from the preparedness days. Bill Cooper was a personal friend of mine before they murdered him. There's a lot of people that's been doing Clay's work for a long time.
Yes.
He's not alone.
Yeah, I never said I was.
Well, I believe we're all on the same team here, but Clay, James and I have talked about common law organizational structure before, and I think we might have some insight here that you're not aware of. If you don't mind me talking about it maybe a little bit here.
No, I don't mind at all. I mean, that's one of the things that's why I'm doing this with you, because I want the structure set up as part of the Covenant community, and my whole Liberty Village concept can be every town, every neighborhood across America. So
okay,
go ahead, go right ahead. Yes.
Well, in a lot of ways, the nation of our Israel is our model for our common law style of government, and one of the insights that I've developed, I believe, is we've at the lower levels, the Exodus 18 passage is real clear that at the lower levels you're organized by tens. But it's quite clear also that the nation of Israel was organized into 12 tribes at the upper levels. And when you start, you spend some time mentally meditating on that issue, and then you flash over to the New Testament that talks about after Jesus died, the apostles came together and organized a group that met in an upper room that was 120 in number. Okay, and that allowed for the upper level, which has the potential to function as a common law jury. Remember, our common law jury has the authority of the Seventh Amendment to try any fact and essentially shut down the de facto federal U.S. court system, because we're trying so many facts that they don't have any issues to try. If we were to step into that vacuum and then organizing underneath that that top 12 with 10 townships under each of the 12 jurisdictions, like on my map on constitutionalgov.us, at that point you'd have the incubation environment, the sprout factory, for lack of better terms, to start producing the Liberty Villages all across the USA under the guidance of direction of a supreme jury asserting the governing power of the entire nation.
Okay, the question was, how do we raise the funds for this? Now, I'm not interested personally in raising funds for any of all of those other organizations out there, all of those other people that are doing the same work that every one of us that's capable of it should be doing. I'm interested, how do we raise funds for Liberty Villages, for the Free American, and for me personally, because I can't continue to do this alone, by myself, without any pay, dependent on the government for Social Security.
Right.
Charles, would you like to answer that, since you're supposed to be my guest today?
Well, I do my best, but to my mind, the top, because what we're dealing with here is a spiritual battle. And we definitely need to have pragmatic secular funding for it. And the traditional way of doing that is by tithing donations. The township, the ton, was traditionally the chief officer of that. One of his names was called the tithing man, and that meant that at least as I'm kind of reading the tea leaves here, is that he went around to each of the members of the township and Liberty Village and asked them, please contribute what you can to the economic sustainability of not only the township but all of the higher jurisdictions. Okay, and some of the people would have gold and silver coin, and they'd give a little bit of that as they were able, and other people all they're capable of is sweeping the streets and helping take out the garbage, and each person would contribute what they could to the welfare of the township, whether it was gold and silver coin or other kind of, maybe grain or other kind of donations. And what the township didn't need, it would pass up to the precinct. What the precinct didn't need, it would pass up to the county. What the county didn't need, it would pass up to the state. And what the state didn't need, it would pass up to the federales. And at that point, the federal government would look around and see, well, gee whiz, we've got a number of patriotic media organizations such as Clay Douglas Free American over there. He needs some damn funding. Let's throw some money at it.
Well, I've had a donation link up on my website for the last year, and it rarely activates, or I've been rarely get a donation. So, I tried to bring the Free American back as a hard copy because I had 4,000 subscribers. I was in Barnes & Noble and Books A Million. When I came back after my accident, I had no more subscribers. I had no more, distribution. Barnes & Noble wouldn't take the magazine, and every one of my advertisers had been contacted and told that their business would be boycotted or destroyed or their lives were threatened if they advertised with Clay Douglas. How do we deal with that?
Well, to my mind, the battle can come to us. The jackbooted Nazis are always aggressing against our people, and we've got the luxury of choosing our battles. And if we get involved in a real good battle, and we've got at least a decent, honest outreach of media going with us, the email list, the phone conferences, the radio shows, things like that, we can fundraise because we're the people standing up for what's right in the battle. Goofballs like Bob Schultz and others that are just singing and dancing, and they don't have any real insight, or else they don't have any real courage, or both. Those guys are going to have to take a back seat when the real battle starts heating up, because it's going to be people like the three of us with courage and brains that are going to be the only solution available to the common American people when this battle really heats up. And at that point, the funding will be available to people that are doing honest, good quality media outreach like what you're doing. But people like James Fair is a critical, important ingredient of that, Clay. And with all due respect, we need to work together in this instead of getting that competitive spirit in our voice sometimes.
Well, the competitive spirit, is kind of part of my voice. So my apologies. I'm willing to